Hello everyone. Today's joke of the day is how do you get a baby alien to sleep? Stay tuned to find out. Our learning target for today is I can recognize standard form and graph an equation in standard form. So the last form we're going to learn about is called standard form, which looks like ax plus by is equal to c. Okay, so a, b, and c are going to be integers. Okay, so those are our coefficients for x, y, and then c is a constant. And a must be a positive. Okay, so a must be a positive integer. And we'll talk more about that in future videos and how that will work. But for right now, just think that a, b, and c are integers and a must be positive. Okay, well, from this form, we can't easily pull out information such as the slope and a point on the line, which we could do from point slope form, or the slope and the y-intercept, which we could do from slope-intercept form. Okay. However, this form can be really useful when dealing with the price of or rates of two different objects with a restricted total. Okay, so for example, if you have $10 to spend at the vending machine and chips cost $2 and granola bars cost $1, then if X is the number of bags of chips and Y is the number of granola bars, then the relationship between the number of chips and the number of granola bars you can buy is shown by the equation 2x plus y plus 1. Really, we could say this is plus 1y, but 1 times y is just y. So we can actually erase that. We don't need it. Okay, but 2x plus y is equal to 10. And this is an equation in standard form. Okay, so it shows us we have 2 times the number of bags, $2 times the number of bags of chips, plus $1 times the number of granola bars, and we can only equal up to $10 because that's how much money we have to spend. Okay, and we'll talk more about that later. This is just to help illustrate standard form and why you might want to use it and how it could be helpful. Okay, so today what we really want to focus on is graphing equations in standard form. Okay, so if we're going to graph the following equations in standard form. All right, we have 2x plus 2y is equal to 8. Well, this is really similar to just like when we are making a table for any other graph. Okay, but in this case, we're going to have to solve for y. So we'll still substitute our x value into our equation. So we'll take 2 times negative 2 for our first x value, plus 2y is equal to 8. And now we have to solve to find what y is. Okay, solve, get y by itself. So we'll multiply first. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 2y is equal to 8. And then we want to solve to get y all by itself. Okay, so first thing we want to do is add 4 to get rid of that negative 4. Okay, maybe I'll draw a little line here. And then we end up with 2y is equal to 12. And finally, we want to divide by 2 on both sides. So those cancel out, and y will be equal to 6. So for negative 2, if negative 2 is our input, our output is 6. Okay, and I'm going to erase that to make room to write my next one. All right, this one should be a little bit easier because we have 0. All right, so we would plug in 0. We have 2 times 0 plus 2y is equal to 8. 2 times 0 is 0, so 0 plus 2y equals 8. Really, then we just have 2y. That 0 we can cancel out. 2y is equal to 8. We'll divide by 2 on both sides to end up with y equals 4 if x equals 0. Okay. Finally, then we have one more point that we're going to look at. We have x equals 2. Okay. If x equals 2, then we have 2 times 2 plus 2y is equal to 8. And then 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2y equals 8. And we'll solve for y by subtracting 4 on both sides. We get that 2y is equal to 4, and then we'll divide by 2 to get that y is equal to 2 when x equals 2. Okay, finally, we just want to graph our equation here. So we'll go over negative 2 up 6, plot our points. We'll go over 0, up 4, and over 2, up 2. Okay, and that looks like a line, as it should. And there we go, we can just draw our line. All right, let's look at another example here. This one's a little bit easier because we don't have any coefficients with x and y. So we can just substitute our numbers in. We get -2 plus y equals 3. And then to solve for y, we want to add 2 to both sides. Those will cancel out. We'll get y is equal to 5 when x equals -2. I have enough room here. We can just do 0 plus y equals 3. That will just be y equals 3. And finally, 2 plus y equals 3. Subtract 2 on both sides. Those will cancel out. Y equals 1. Okay, and there we go. Now we can just graph our points. So we have -2, 5. So over -2 up 5, 0, 3, and 2, 1. Right, like that. And again, it looks linear. It looks like a line. So we know that we did it correctly. Okay, let's look at another example here. We can substitute -2 in for x. So we'll have 2 times -2 plus y equals 4. We'll simplify that. 2 times -2 is -4 plus y equals 4. And then we'll add 4 to both sides to cancel out that -4. And we get y equals 8 when x equals -2. And then for 0, we'll have 2 times 0 plus y equals 4. That will cancel out. That'll just be, that will just cancel out because that's 0, right? So we know y equals 4 when x equals 0. And one more. We have 2 times 2 plus y equals 4. 2 times 2 is 4 plus y equals 4. And then we'll subtract 4 on both sides to get that y equals 0 when x equals 2. All right, our final step then is just to plot these points. We go to -2 up 8. Like that, I think. And then 0, 4, and 2, 0. Okay, and that looks like a line. So we know that we did it right. All right, so graphing in standard form, you make a table, plug in your values for x, and then solve for y. All right, so for the joke of the day, how do you get a baby alien to sleep? You rock it. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.